Chloe, no last name, just the girl who owns 47 lip glosses arranged by mood, 3 chipped plates that each have a story, one extremely dramatic houseplant named Kevin, who has already pre-written his memoir chapter titled The Night the Lights Flickered and Everything Changed, and exactly 2 spare AA batteries that have been hiding in the junk drawer like tiny superheroes waiting for their origin stories, stands barefoot in her apartment at 9:34 p.m. on a Thursday that just decided to flirt with destiny, wearing an oversized, off-the-shoulder, baby pink hoodie that keeps slipping down one arm like it's personally invested in tonight's plot, and the softest white cotton shorts she could find, hair twisted up in a knot held together by a chewed-up pencil, 3 bobby pins, 1 paperclip, and the sheer force of whatever magic turns ordinary evenings into something unforgettable, when 3 calm, familiar knocks land on her door like fate showing up right on schedule. You guys, I'm Chloe, 22, fairy lights glowing low and gold, like they've been waiting their whole lives for this exact moment. Soft music playing from my phone on the counter, the hallway outside suddenly dim, because the building's lights decided to do a dramatic blink and you'll miss it performance. That felt suspiciously like a wink. Kevin the plant perched on the windowsill like a tiny green director ready to yell, "Action!" at any second. And this is happening right now, 9:34 p.m., on a Thursday that just looked at every boring household request and said, "Hold my batteries. Hit subscribe, ring the bell, comment." The last time, "Do you have extra batteries?" turned into the coziest, happiest, best evening of your life? Let's go. I'm mid-panic search through the junk drawer. Pens, old receipts, loose change, 1 lonely matchbook, a random screw, a hair tie that definitely isn't mine. When the knocks come, I open the door, still holding a half-dead flashlight I found under the couch 5 minutes ago. Everett is standing there looking like the universe personally gift-wrapped him and tied it with a perfect bow. Soft, black Henley with the sleeves pushed up just enough to be polite, but still unfairly distracting. Dark jeans, salt and pepper hair, a little tousled, like he just ran his hands through it. Green eyes, warm and gentle and crinkled with that half-amused, half-helpful smile that makes everything feel safer and brighter. He's holding his own flashlight, which is giving one last heroic flicker before it dies completely. "Hey," he says, voice low and calm and warm enough to melt worries. Hallway lights went full mood swing on us, and my flashlight is about to give up the ghost. Any chance you've got a couple of spare AAs? I'll owe you forever, or at least coffee. I laugh and step back, waving him in with the half-dead flashlight still in my hand. I have exactly 2 somewhere in the drawer of chaos. Come in before Kevin starts. Charging admission for the show. He steps inside, closes the door softly behind him, and the apartment feels instantly cozier, brighter, like the fairy lights just turned up their glow a few notches on purpose. We end up shoulder to shoulder at the kitchen counter, digging through the drawer together like it's the most natural thing in the world. Pens, old receipts, loose change, a random screw, 1 lonely matchbook, a hair tie that definitely isn't mine, and finally, triumphantly, 2 perfect, brand new AA batteries. Conversation flows like we've done this 100 times. How the building's wiring is older than both of us combined and throws tantrums every time there's a breeze. How he once tried to replace a flashlight bulb with a Christmas light bulb and learned a very bright lesson. How Kevin is now openly staring like he's waiting for his cameo. How I once found a missing earring in the freezer next to the emergency ice cream and decided that was a sign to never organize anything ever again. Every shared laugh makes the room feel smaller in the best way. Every quiet pause feels full instead of empty. Every time our fingers brush while passing batteries or closing the drawer, neither of us pulls away quite fast enough. When I finally place the 2 fresh batteries in his open palm, our hands linger for just a second longer than necessary, and the flashlight in his other hand suddenly feels like the least bright thing in the entire apartment. "Thank you," he says softly, eyes never leaving mine. "You just saved my night." I smile, cheeks warm. "Anytime. Happy to help." He doesn't leave right away. Instead, he leans against the counter, looking around at the fairy lights, the cozy blanket on the couch, the way the room feels like the safest, warmest place in the whole building tonight. "This is really nice," he says quietly. "Your place always feels peaceful, like the kind of spot you could stay in forever." We talk a little longer, about nothing and everything. and somehow end up on the couch with tea that actually stays warm this time because we keep forgetting to drink it while we're busy laughing and sharing stories about favorite childhood memories, silly storm fears, and the way fairy lights make even ordinary Thursdays feel a little magical. We play with Kevin's leaves like he's part of the conversation. We open the window to let the cool night air in. We slow dance to the music still playing softly from my phone, even though there's barely room, and we keep stepping on each other's toes and laughing about it. Hours pass like minutes. The hallway lights flicker back on at some point, but we don't notice or care. We make grilled cheese at midnight because we finally remember we're hungry, and we eat them cross-legged on the living room rug, feeding each other bites between smiles that feel like promises. By the time the moon is high and the apartment is quiet in the very best way, the flashlight is long forgotten on the coffee table, batteries still in his hand like souvenirs, and something new and warm and wonderful has settled between us like the softest blanket. Chloe winks at the camera, phone propped on the bookshelf where it's been recording since 9:33 p.m., red light still glowing, hoodie slipped softly off one shoulder, fairy lights painting everything warm and golden. The once dead flashlight now resting happily on the table like it knows its job is done, and it did it perfectly. And that's the full, longer, wholesome, heartwarming, flickering hallway lights, spare battery, fairy light glow, all evening into late night, tea instead of coffee, grilled cheese at midnight, slow dancing in socks. Kevin the plant got multiple cameos story of how, "Do you have extra batteries?" became the sweetest, coziest, best little power-up of my entire life. Some sparks don't need electricity. They just need the right person to show up at the right time with the right kind of light, and maybe stay for tea and grilled cheese and every sunrise after. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment the last time a tiny favor turned into the best night you never want to end. Chloe's dangerous desires just found the perfect kind of glow, and we're never turning it off,